I want to start by revisiting an old friend, Volocopter. Just to remind everybody, Volocopter was a German air taxi company that was one of Neom's strategic partners. They were going to do all of the flying taxis that were going to make Neom work and were pretty much, I would say, completely essential to all of the big sports plans that Neom had.
Yeah. I remember Volocopter, sure.
Volocopter, obviously, I haven't read this. The article's come up. I assume it's going to be Volocopter, the German air taxi developer backed by Saudi Arabia's Neom Giga project, has gone from strength to strength.
Yeah, it's going to be, things continue to be good because we hope that things
nothing
are well.
that's associated with Neom would go bust.
I'm sorry. I'm reading the rest of the article here. I can't believe I misled you like this. Volocopter, the German air taxi developer backed by Saudi Arabia's Neom Giga project, has filed for insolvency.
Oh
no.
Uh-oh.
I am sorry to have misled you all.
You're telling me that running this sort of like mooted flying taxis between 2034 World Cup stadia on a line wasn't a profitable business model.
On second examination, it appears that no, it was not.
Now
Smash
listen,
cut to a branch of Samsonite in Hamburg that have just sold a lot of suitcases.
yeah, the entire Volocopter staff have all driven to the same airport, getting out of one big Mercedes like S600, like a clown car, trying to flee the country.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't want to go in one of their own craft.
Have they even? Did they? This is my question, right? Did they make a single aircraft?
They were forced to scale back plans to ferry athletes and officials around Paris during the Olympics this summer. As it was,
did they have to scale them back to zero?
So I'm getting here. They have piloted prototypes, but they have never done a commercial flight.
Okay, so they have made like one or two. That exist and like fly around. Okay, sure. Wait,
we scaled back our plans from plans to not plans
to like one time. I'm looking at this thing now, and it looks like biblically accurate helicopter. It's by some margin one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. And you're telling me that again that this did not work.
Yes, I need you to, if you can, just suspend your disbelief. Now, also, I know that we're all big fans of Volocopter's CEO Dirk Hoke on this podcast, right?
Yeah,
of course. Yeah.
We're all hokesters, you know.
You've got Noah Hope, Bob Hope, and Dirk Hoke.
That's right. We're all absolutely Hoke pilled. We're Dirk maxing.
Yeah, we actually. The thing is, you think the Proto-Indo-European stuff is bad. We actually did like a solid hour of Hoke stuff that just didn't go in. We cut the Proto-Indo-European stuff was the transition from Hoke into TF.
Yeah. But I think that was a little bit hokey. So thank you.
Hoke, go broke.
Dirk Hoke is stepping down as CEO.
No.
Now, I know we're all sad that means Dirk Hoke won't be in charge of Volocopter anymore, one of our favorite companies, but it does mean he's available.
That's true.
Yeah. We could get him.
We, as a CEO of our podcast, we want to work for Dirk Hoke.
Oh, yeah. We could, look, we are owned by us, right? We are owned by the people who work here. So we need a CEO because, we don't have management above us.
Yeah.
So we need Hoke.
We need Hoke.
Hashtag draft Hoke.
Hoke, yeah. We need that bloke. Hoke.
That's how I know you're British. You're thinking of a football chant already.
Doing like a Clogheads like recruitment song to try and get this guy on site. Just like, okay, I understand that you maybe don't want to work for us, but maybe if you give this CD a little listen, might just change your mind.
We're going to give Dirk Hoke a demo tape. Just like, hey, come on.
We have like an opportunity because like lots of like the business podcasts that you often see at the top of like the Apple charts or whatever, including one Diary of the CEO, just they don't like interview CEOs anymore. Like he's too busy like interviewing fucking like masturbation experts these days. Like he hasn't had a CEO on his show for
masturbation experts.
Wait, sorry. Is Stephen Bartlett interviewing people who are really good at not masturbating or people who are really good at masturbating?
I come in half a second.
His podcast's too highbrow for me, so I'm not entirely sure. You're going to have to check that out yourself.
He's interviewing that Chinese guy who can masturbate without touching himself. You remember this?
Yeah, it's the same Brian Rose thing that all these guys seem to get into, right? Of like channeling your like, dick energy by either jerking jerking it or not jerking it accordingly.
Yeah. Dick Energy is Dirk Hoke's American cousin.
We could be the only business podcast in the UK that actually interview CEOs.
That's true.
Right?
That's true. Because the thing is, Diary of a CEO, their thing originally was like trying to interview CEOs while they were still up. We would be the first one to interview CEOs on the way down, you know?
Yeah. You play Trash Future twice in your career.
we just rebrand it to like recently disgraced. And then if you've experienced a kind of a Lydia Tarr moment, then you come on Trash Future. And instead, it's not like trigonometry or whatever. It's not, you don't let you talk about getting cancelled or whatever, but we do like secrets of business failure where we're like
Epitaph of a CEO.
Yeah, it could be like, you know what it could be? How about this? Check it out. It would be, you have to explain what happened, and if you minimize it or justify it, then you get gunned like a game show.
A podcast called So You're Trying Not to End Up in an Oil Barrel.
The journey that this has taken us on to threatening to gunge Dirk Hoke.
All right, Dirk Hoke, you have to explain what happened in 1 minute without repetition, hesitation, and without any self-justification.
While sitting on a plank over a big thing of gunge. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
The CEO version of Just a Minute, Just the Minutes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's copyrighted by us. No one else is allowed to make a show where we ritually humiliate failed CEOs.
Are we going to have to dunk Dirk? Or is there hope for Hoke? Find out on this week's Epitaph of a CEO. The only podcast that uses live ammunition on its guests.
Anyway, so Volocopter, I can't believe it.
It's over. It's, yeah.
Well, it's filing for insolvency, so it could just get bought.
Yeah.
It could just get bought.
Okay.
You know,
I mean,
we don't know.
Are there any buyers out there? Are the Saudis going to come in and like auto-rotate this failed startup? Is that like... Because like Neom, like the line doesn't work without the stupid helicopter bullshit or the stupid train bullshit. You need that stuff to shuffle people between Louis Vuitton stores. So...
But the Saudis are worried about their own money situation at the moment. So...
The Saudis are not coming to the pub tonight. They've overspent a bit this month.
Yeah, the Saudis are waiting till payday until they're like, the Saudis are like Googling Klarna.
Yeah.
I don't know what we do about
Doing
this.
Klarna on the line.
Yeah.
3 easy installments.
3 easy installments of $15 trillion.
3 easy installments of about 80 kilometers.
3, to be real with you, quite difficult installments.
These are going to be some really challenging.
Klarna just straight up leveling with you based on your like actual finances. Three pretty challenging installments.
Yeah. Installments that are really going to test like the laws of physics, the migratory patterns of birds, things of that nature.
We have some more Neom content for the end of this one, actually.
Ooh, okay.
'Cause whoever it is who works at Neom that just routinely leaks their documents to the Wall Street Journal has done that again.
Oh, okay.
Gross.
Yeah.
Someone who's impervious to being bone sawed, I presume.
Yeah, like Wolverine.
Yeah. Well, it's like, someone in a kind of like Darth Vader type situation.
Well, they've cut off like one arm already, and then just like more and more, but he keeps leaking documents.
Yeah, like a sort of bionic man.
Yeah, I may leak a lot of blood from the bone saws, but I will never stop leaking documents to the Wall Street Journal.
In many ways, the Wall Street Journal, kind of the War Thunder forums of Saudi Arabia.
So I also want to talk about another thing. Another government that, like Saudi Arabia, is out of ideas, is gripped by a sort of sclerotic ruling class that's unable to let go of power or reform itself, really, where there was quite an unexpected transformation of the country's politics in 2015 as well.
Interesting.
Of course, I'm talking about Britain because Keir Starmer.
Oh, no, that's right.
Your government. Yeah. Well, after this segment, you might want to be like, oh no, Britain.
I want Keir in the full Arab garb. I want Mohammed bin Starmer.
Yeah, we all
That would be great. Imagine just Keir Starmer just turning up with that much drip one day and just never addressing it.
I mean, Charles does it, right? Like he does the whole sword dance thing every time he goes to Saudi Arabia. So yeah, why not care? Why not care?
Him and Charles both doing a joint press conference, both dressed like that, both not addressing it.
You could convince about 20% of the British population minimum that has already happened.
Yeah, the country has gone Muslim. We won't elaborate further.
Because of the Silk Road. Because of those Silk Road mosques in Preston. So your government is practically brimming with ideas, Keir Starmer. How do you decide on the best one? And this is
your campaign is a momentum runaway freight train.
Indeed. That in an environment where I believe the last 3 quarters of the British economy were recorded as having like basically no or it's like negligible growth.
For a second, I thought you meant we were down to the last 3 quarters of the British economy. We've lost a whole quarter.
I mean,
last
kind
3
of.
quarters in an American sense. 3 small coins.